Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of my 3x3 improvement series. So, this episode is going to focus on execution, and you might be confused why didn't I put finger tricks under execution? Like my previous video was on finger tricks, and the reason for that is execution. This video is going to talk about solve fluidity, not solve efficiency. So, in the sense, I'm not going to be talking about move efficiency, it's going to be about time efficiency. So, let's get right into it with execution. The first thing about execution is, you guessed it, look ahead. So you need to look ahead pretty well for CFOP to work. And a lot of cubers would tell you that you need to do slow turning, and everyone has varied opinions, there's no doubt. On the internet you will find a bunch of opinions about this, but I feel like the word slow turning itself is incomplete. What it should be called is appropriate slow turning. So slow turning is different for everyone. Not everyone can, you might have seen Felix Zemdegs, like I keep referring to him because he's such a legend. But Felix Zemdegs has a video where he does only slow turning and he gets like this really, really fast average. I forgot it and I don't want to quote the wrong average. So the thing is, slow turning is different for everyone. Everyone's definition of slow is different. So appropriately slow turning now becomes personal. So based on how you turn. And this sounds really obvious, I know, but a lot of people don't understand this because they see other people turn like really slowly and smoothly, and then they try to mimic it. You shouldn't be trying to mimic it. Instead, what you should be doing is turn slow enough to look ahead, but not so slow that you're wasting time. Like, in the sense, if you know what's coming next, you don't need to waste time thinking about what you are doing at the current moment. I'll give an example. So here's an example. I just solved the cross, and if you notice, this pair is made. I didn't set this up, but this pair is made. And while I solved the cross actually from this angle, so I rotated, I saw this, and when I rotated I saw this piece as well. So now what you can do is, you can turn smoothly, like appropriately slowly, insert this and insert that in the back. So a lot of people execute it like this, which, I mean, it's fine to an extent, but what you really need to see is, you know how to solve this pair. There's no reason to turn slow here. And since you've seen this, I mean, like, if you haven't seen this, then of course turn slowly and look around. But if you have seen this and you have seen this, then there's no reason. You can just do this, and now at the ending of this you turn a little slower. So adjust your speed based on how much you can look ahead. If you can't look ahead that much, there's no problem. You can do a few look ahead exercises, and look ahead exercises are basically do untimed solves, and as you're solving certain pairs, look at how it's affecting the rest of the cube or the next pair or whatever you want to look at. It's totally up to you, because as you get faster, you would want to look ahead to more and more pieces. That's natural. So yeah, don't waste time doing slow turning. Turn appropriately slowly so that you can look ahead, but not so slow that it's pointless. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's point one, and pretty much the most important point of this video, which is, yeah. The next point is, have confidence while you're turning. So a lot of people fidget a lot and fumble a lot. A lot of people, including me actually, I mean, I still have this problem and I'm learning. So have a lot of confidence when you're turning. If you know how to solve a pair and you know you're fluent with it, don't hesitate. Don't be like, I don't know what's coming next. No, it's fine. You know what's coming next. Be confident. Once you're confident, you'll be really, really successful with your solves. You'll see improvement. And confidence comes with one thing which I mentioned in the last video. If you guys have been following the series, you'll know about it. Treat everything as a case. Even F12, I mentioned this. Treat every F12 case as a case, like not as an intuitive thing. And I mean this not at the beginner level. Once you've got really good at it, once you've executed all 42 F12 cases with no pauses, you know how to do it, it's in your muscles, it's in your blood, then treat it as a case. So once it comes, you can immediately execute and move on. And that helps with is putting it in your muscle memory. So you don't need to think about the F12 pair, you just think about the next one. And that's a loop. So F12-1, F12-2, F12-3, F12-4, 4 pairs done. That's a loop. So yeah, be confident about that. And I think I've covered everything about execution. If you have any more doubts, just leave them in the comments as usual. And yeah, so look ahead, appropriately slow turning, confidence while turning. Treat F12 as cases once you're fast enough that you know what you're doing. And yeah, that's all for this video. Stay tuned for the next video, which is probably the most exciting for most people, which is breaking time barriers. That's it. See you.